Hi, good morning and good afternoon to everyone. I am Sneha Mahakalkar, and with me I have Aashi Garg. We both are working as robotics process automation developers in F5 networks. It is said that right now is a great time to be a woman in tech, but there are not enough women in tech. So, first of all, thanks for conducting this event and giving us this wonderful opportunity. Cost of acquiring a new customer is far higher than maintaining an existing one. So that comes to our today's topic, that is customer churn prediction. So what exactly is a churn prediction? Churn is defined in business terms as when a client cancels a subscription to a service they have been using. A common example is people canceling Spotify or Netflix subscription. So churn prediction is essentially predicting which clients are most likely to cancel a subscription, that is, leave a company based on their uses of the service. So why does this churn occur? Many factors influence the reason for a customer to churn. It may be the fact that there is new competitor in the market offering better prices, or maybe the service they are getting has not been up to the mark, so on and so forth. Hence, there is no correct answer as to why exactly the customer wants to churn, because as you can see, there are many influencing factors. Although there are many factors for customer churn, preventing it usually is straightforward. It depends on the fact that how the company makes the client feel special and provides a sort of customized experience to convince them to stay. A data scientist's job is to find such pattern in the data given and see what facts are churned out during data analysis. So we need to catch the customer before they churn. After identifying that problem, we build an automation solution that uses the UiPath. UiPath is a robotics process automation tool usually used for automating the business processes. We use a retrainable pre-built machine learning model, that is Teapot XGBoost classification and sentiment analysis model, and we have also used the data from the various different sources. Specifically, the model will try to detect the pattern that have some sort of predictive value regarding the target that the model needs to predict. Whenever the confidence level was above a certain threshold, the robot would then proceed to send a personalized email to the concerned team. So the ability to predict that a particular customer is at the high risk of churning, while there is still time to do something about it, represents a huge additional potential revenue source for every business. So let's learn more about this on a deeper level.
Hi everyone, I'm Aashi Garg and I'm going to walk you through the technical deep dive discussion for the customer churn prediction. So we have developed an RPA bot over here. So what is RPA? So robotics process automation is a software technology that makes it easy to build, deploy, and manage software robots that emulate human actions, interacting with digital systems and software. Just like people, software robots can do things like understand what's on a screen, complete the right keystrokes, navigate systems, identify and extract data, and perform a wide range of defined actions. But software robots can do it faster and more consistently than people without the need to get up and stretch or take a coffee break. We integrated AI with RPA over here. And as we know, RPA is not AI and AI is not RPA. But the combination of RPA and AI unlocks massive new possibilities for enterprise everywhere. For one thing, RPA technology now makes it possible to insert advanced AI skills in the form of machine learning models, natural language processing, character and image recognition, and more into RPA robots. Giving robots these AI skills dramatically expands their ability to handle cognitive processes. In AI Center, we used a retrainable pre-built ML model, which is XGBoost, Teapot XGBoost classification, to train the ML model for predicting churn. Broadly speaking, this model is made to recognize and learn patterns within a data set. Specifically, the model will try to detect patterns that have some sort of predictive value regarding the target of the model needs to predict. For example, an ML model that tries to classify fruit will initially have no understanding what an orange is. However, after training on a dataset for orange classification, one of the patterns it will likely have learned is that an orange should be colored orange. Similarly, the ML model we'll train here, that we have trained here, should learn how to recognize certain patterns within the data that may indicate a customer is likely to churn in the near future. Now, after deploying the trained model as an ML skill in the UiPath AI Center, UiPath is the name of the RPA tool that we have used, and AI Center is a separate component of UiPath. So the ML skill, once deployed, it becomes available for use in the UiPath Studio. By using the ML skill activity in UiPath, we used it and we had a robot pass customer data through the trained ML model to predict whether or not a customer is likely to churn. Now, whenever the confidence level was above a certain threshold, the robot would then proceed to send a personalized email offer to the customer as well. Now, this is completely configurable also. Now, as we have used two ML algorithms for this use case, first is sentiment analysis model that predicts the sentiment of a text in the English language. It was open sourced by Facebook Research, and we use this model to predict the sentiment of customer feedbacks. Now, the second model is Teapot XGBoost classification model, which is used to predict the customer churn. This model is a generic tabular data or numerical value only model, classification model that needs to be retrained before being used for predictions. It relies on Teapot to automatically find best model. Teapot, now what is Teapot? Teapot is a Python automated machine learning tool that optimizes machine learning pipelines in such a way that it eases the most tedious part of machine learning by intelligently exploring thousands of possible pipelines to find the best one for your data. Now, once Teapot is finished searching, or we are tired of waiting, it provides us the best Python code for which the pipeline for the best pipeline it found, so that we can tinker it with the pipeline from there. Now, Teapot is built on top of scikit-learn, so all the code it generates should look familiar to scikit-learn users. This version of Teapot uses only XGBoost and the standard set of pre-processing methods to optimize a machine learning pipeline. Now, this was about the ML models. So all the results about all the customers is then projected on a Power BI dashboard, where the team can further analyze the results of any customer based on various features like license usage data, commit values, customer ticket data, ticket ratings, and the result of sentiment analysis on a customer feedback. Parameters like these would enable the customer success teams in any organization to deep dive into churn prediction. By proactively detecting possible churn and automating the corresponding business logic, we can mainly identify three advantages over there. First one would be that we enable a much more proactive and efficient approach that allows a company to always be on top of potential churners throughout their entire customer database. Second benefit could be that the automation frees employees up from doing boring and repetitive tasks. And third one could be that by freeing employees up, they can instead focus on more enjoyable, qualitative work, such as providing better personal service to existing customers. So though we don't have access to any real world metrics about the labor costs of churn prevention, we do know for sure that it's a difficult and costly task. Our solution tackles both of these factors. The difficulty of churn prediction is alleviated by the AI center ML model, while savings can be significant by saving costs associated with the churning customers and avoiding revenue losses from them. Now, let's see the working demo of the project now. We fetched a decent amount of customer data from our F5 internal systems, and all of the data that you're seeing here is simulated for our demo purposes. So we divided our data set into two parts. The first part was the customer related data, which or the customer usage data, which is up until here. Now it includes the customer name, the commit value. Commit value is nothing but the amount committed by the customer for their license usage. Usage amount is the amount of licenses that were actually used by the customer. Over and under commit value was the difference between the commit value and the usage amount. And then the average activation count was the average of the activation count per customer per month. So this was the first part of the data. And the second part of the data was the ticket related data. So the number of tickets raised by the customer. And so all of this was generated randomly. And these are the, so number of tickets were randomly generated between 1 to 15, number of tickets closed between between 1 to number of tickets raised, and number of tickets active, P3, P2, and P1 tickets. So this P3, P2, and P1 represents the severity of the tickets. And average customer rating for each of the customer, and the sentiment analysis score, which was calculated based on another set of data, which was again simulated for this demo purpose. So yes, all this data, so the features that we used, that we actually used for our training of the model included the commit value, usage amount, over under commit value, average activation count, and the tickets data up until here. So around 12 features were there, which we used. So for each and every feature that we have, we had a weightage associated to it. And the highest weightage was associated with the sentiment analysis score, average customer rating, and the under over commit value. So as we just saw that the sentiment analysis of the customer feedback that we receive from their tickets is also one of an important parameters that we are considering in prediction of the churn. So we are actually predicting the sentiment on the customer feedback that we are getting on the tickets as well. And we are using a machine learning algorithm, which is for sentiment analysis prediction. And it is open sourced by Facebook Research. So the algorithm, it gives us the sentiment and the respective confidence out of it. And from that sentiment, we are calculating a particular sentiment score that we are going to use in our churn prediction. So this is some sample customer feedback data. And let's just see how the bot is able to predict. So I'll just run the bot. So we are basically using two machine learning models or two machine learning skills, so which are deployed over here. And the first is the customer feedback analysis or the sentiment analysis model. And the second one is the XGBoost classification model, which is used to predict the customer churn. So yes, the bot has started populating the sentiment and the confidence for some particular feedbacks that we have. So in the backend, the machine learning algorithm has already predicted all these things, and we are one by one just populating all the sentiments. Okay, so let's predict the churn now, and let's see how it goes.
Yeah, we can see. So we are currently just predicting the churn for only 2 customers for our demo purposes. But for our hackathon, we had done it for around 2,000 records. And so as we do it for more data, as we predict the churn for more and more data, as we train our model for more and more data, the confidence score increases as well of the model. So yes, we can see that the bot has predicted it, and it is already populated over here. So after that, what is done is we send an email to the respective CSM team, to the customer success team, for them to see that, okay, these are the um, customers who have a high risk of who are at a high risk of churning, and we just list out those, and then we send them a Power BI link to the Power BI dashboard for them to get the detailed insights like these.
With so much information being collected through data analysis in the business world today, we must have a way to paint a picture of that data so we can interpret it. Data visualization gives us a clear idea of what the information means by giving it a visual context through maps or graphs. This makes the data more natural for the human mind to comprehend and therefore makes it easier to identify potential churners, patterns, and outliners within large data sets. Although the intelligent automation bot is providing all required data to identify the churn probability for each and every customer, however, we thought to showcase those details in more meaningful way, and we developed this Power BI dashboards. So as you can see, we have run this model for almost 141 customers. Out of that, we found out 10 are very high churn customers, 8 are very low churn customers, and 60 are very medium churn customers, and so on. So what are these driving factors which is giving us this number? So on the right-hand side, you can see sentiment analysis, which has a score of 2.99 out of 5. Customer rating has a score of 7.44 out of 10. Almost 16K tickets has been raised, and almost 8,000 number of tickets are in an active state. So this dashboard gives us a high-level view of what our customer churn predictions are. So, but if you just want to see for one particular customer, we can simply search over here. So I have searched for one customer. So this dashboard has given us one analysis, which is saying it is a very high churn customer. So on the right-hand side, you can see the graph. So blue line indicates the maximum of commit value, and the orange line indicates that the usage amount. So with this graph, we can conclude that this customer has not used its license, whatever it is committed for. And also in this graph, you can see the sentiment analysis score is very low for this particular customer. It is 1.67 out of 5. And churn score is also in negative, and the customer ratings is also 2. So which indicates that this particular customer is not happy with the service, and it is more likely to churn. So business team has to take some actions to retain that particular customer. So this is for very high churn customer. Let's just see for some other customer as well. So for this different customer, this has given analysis like it is a very low churn customer, and on the graph also we can simply see that this customer is using more what it is committed for, and the score for sentiment analysis is also very good. Like it is a 4.64, which is very good score for sentiment analysis, and churn score is also in a positive. So customer ratings is also 9. So this customer is very, very happy with the service, and it is very low, it is very less likely to churn. So by using this dashboard, we can simply see what our customer churn predictions are, and it is very easy to view and see all the predictions using this dashboard. Talking about some benefits of using the customer churn are, after the root cause of client churn has been identified, companies can reconsider and rebuild their products and change their business strategy accordingly. Transformed data and automated flow can be used in CRM and marketing automation systems. However, this doesn't mean that using machine learning and churn prediction is about building a certain model for a certain task. It is more about domain knowledge and ability to deliver the best possible solution based on learning data, processes, and behavior. Company can also reduce a boring repetitive task of various teams of identifying the top churners manually. They can reduce the churn by 30 to 40%. And they can lean onto their best possible customers. They can also provide the best offers or a service on the top churners to retain them, and they can be proactive with the communications after analyzing the churn. So with that, we would like to conclude our sessions. Hope you had enjoyed the sessions. And again, thanks for this awesome opportunity. And big shout out to all the women out there. And you can reach out to us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and any other social media. Cheers.